Hi, today we're going to be talking about blood flow restriction training and how you can use that to increase your strength gains and muscle growth here at Hamilton County Chiropractic. So you guys might have heard of blood flow restriction training before. It's been kind of a hot button topic in the exercise physiology and exercise world in the last couple years, especially as we start to learn more about how it affects tissues and what mechanisms it actually uses to increase this growth. So a couple of different groups that blood flow restriction training is really useful for would be preoperative patients. You can actually use the cuffs to help prepare you for surgery and actually kind of minimize some of the effects of being under a tourniquet and having that lack of blood flow to a limb for an hour, hour and a half, whatever period the surgery is. As well as other individuals like if you have arthritis or knee pain, something like that, where you need to work out the leg and get the leg stronger without stressing the joint so much and causing yourself excess pain during heavy lifting. We can also use it for healthy individuals or people with acute sprains, just to help get those strength gains with less stress to the muscles and less stress to the joints. So I'm going to describe a little bit of how it works today. The system we have here uses a pneumatic blood pressure cuff here that you can set up. You want to set this at about 80% of the arterial blood pressure. So that's the top number when you take blood pressure. That's the output of your heart when it pushes through. And we don't want to cut all the circulation off to a limb while we're exercising, because we need fresh blood flow for the muscles to fire and get everything working right. So you set these. We have a couple different sizes for arms, legs, whatever one you want to use it for. And I'm going to just demonstrate how we set up the arm on Alexis here. So the really cool thing about blood flow restriction training is that you get the same strength gains as a heavy resistance program with about 30% of the work. So instead of doing your 1 rep bench max at 100 pounds and getting strength gains, you can actually do it at about 30. And that's how you take so much stress off the shoulder joints and the muscles. So you have an acute bicep or tricep strain, that's when this would be really useful to help rehab that without working on the part that just hurt. So we're gonna slowly pump this up here. There we go. We're gonna set this to about 100 millimeters. Just kidding, here we go. Perfect. Then you can actually unhook the hose here so they can still go through their full range of motion without having this kind of tied to them. So Alexis, I'm gonna have you demonstrate how this works by just grabbing some of the dumbbells over there. And then I want you to do 3 sets of 10 curls with your left arm and your right arm. And we're gonna watch how they affect this other arm.
We'll do the 5 pounds.
So for the typical rep scheme with these, you usually want to do about 3 sets of 10 and keep it between 30 and 60% of your rep maximum. If you go anywhere over 60, your benefit, or you lose the benefit of the blood flow restriction, because then you just stimulate more protein breakdown and more actual damage to the muscles. Let's see your arms.
2 sets on that side.
On this arm, how does it feel?
Definitely a lot easier on the left.
Yeah?
I can feel more of the muscle actually working though on the right.
Okay, so that's pretty typical with these. It usually makes the exercise feel harder in the muscle, even though it stresses it less, just because of the lack of oxygen and increased blood flow there.
Yeah, this side's normal.
So if you bring the camera over here actually and look at her arms, you can already see the difference in how red they are based on the blood flow. And that's just the buildup of blood in this arm, which builds up your growth hormones, cytokines, all the good stuff that you want to stimulate muscle growth and strength gains with these.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when you put these on, you want to keep them as high as you can on the arm. It'll work the whole limb as far as you occlude higher. And that's pretty much our rundown.